Adam Munsterteiger, BuffStampede.com. Nice enough to join us tonight here on All Access. Paul Feinbaum talking about it. Everybody is talking about it. Adam, the big news. UCLA and USC heading to the Big Ten. And, of course, fans here want to know, well, where does this leave CU? I know that is an open-ended question. We could probably talk for about an hour on it. But the condensed version, if you will, where does this leave CU moving forward?
At this point here, July 3rd, you can't say definitively. I think the future of the Pac-12 is in doubt now at this point, and you've probably got Oregon and Washington looking for a landing somewhere else. You know, they've probably had conversations with the Big Ten. Reports are out there that the Big Ten is in a holding pattern right now until they find out if they could potentially add Notre Dame to the mix. That would be huge for that conference. So will the Big Ten expand? If they do, if they go to 20 or 24 teams, if you're Colorado in Rick George, then you're vetting that situation. Is there any possibility we could get an invitation to this? And obviously they've struggled in football. There are a few things they could offer the Big Ten in terms of bridging that geographic gap, because when you look at the Big Ten right now, you've got the two LA schools and then everybody else. And so that's the question is, are they going to try to bridge that gap? It doesn't seem likely, in which case, if you're Colorado, maybe a return to the Big 12 is the answer here.
What do you think is going on behind the scenes right now at CU? You mentioned Rick George. Are they sitting there waiting for the next domino to fall, or are they trying to be proactive about this and going out and saying, hey, do you want us? Do you want us? If this happens, should we go here? What do you think's going on?
They're having conversations. And what those conversations look like, only Rick George and a handful of people know, right? But I think the first step is vetting the Big Ten opportunity, and if that's not there, then I think you have to reach out to the Big 12. And I know the Pac-12 put out a statement that we're exploring expansion and that we're committed to this, but it's kind of like the alliance that we saw last summer. You're only committed until a better opportunity comes along, and for Colorado right now, in my personal opinion, the Big 12 would be a better opportunity.
Give me your pitch if you're Rick George and if you're CU, whether it's to the Big 10 or to the Big 12, to say, hey, we can join the conference and we can bring this. What is it?
It's the Denver market, and it is bridging that gap for the Big 10. And for the Big 12, you know, they were kind of a laughingstock a year ago, and now all of a sudden they're in a better position than the Pac-12. It's crazy how quickly things can change in that regard, but they have a history in that conference, and I know some of those rivalries against Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Texas are going to be gone. That's different now, but they still have a history in that conference. And again, from a geographical standpoint, it makes a lot of sense, especially you kind of tag along with Utah a little bit right now in that mountain region, and you try to kind of ride their coattails a little bit just from the success they've had on the football field.
Look into your crystal ball, if you will. Where do you envision college football being in 5 years? Because I think most people agree with what you said earlier. Look, it's going to be two big conferences right now, and that's the SEC and the Big Ten. And then is it simply a matter of where everybody else kind of fits in underneath those two conferences?
I think so, and it's just the haves and the have-nots. That gap is going to be widened. It was widened on Thursday, and it was widened last summer when Oklahoma and Texas left the Big 12. And it's either going to be that, or you're going to see college football kind of break away from the NCAA, the way it's been constructed now. And on some level, that would be sad. On another level, there's really no leadership in college football right now. We've seen that through the NIL and transfer portal, and just the lack of regulation on things. At least if you kind of split off and you had strong leadership, at least you'd have a better direction of where college football is going to be in the future. Right now, you simply do not have that.
Adam Munsterteiger joining us tonight on All Access. Adam, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Of course, anytime.